Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Tommy White of Birch Football. How's it going?
It's going good, Casey. Thank you.
So I know obviously last week, this past week was not what you wanted, but
Nope.
overall it's been a pretty good season for you guys in your new league.
Yeah, definitely. I would have to agree. It's been good so far. It's been a good start to see it.
So really, just kind of talk about maybe some of the highlights that you guys have
Mhm.
had, so far this year as you kind of adjust to a new conference and all that.
Yeah, I feel like just to be able to touch on that, like it's been really nice to be able to come to this new conference, new teams to play, new competition. It's in my opinion, it's a step up for all sports in football terms too, just to be able to play that new competition, take shots in new schools. It's great.
Yeah. Okay, so I know this is your first time on here, so just
Mhm.
kind of tell everybody what position you play.
I play outside linebacker on defense and then a little bit of running back on offense.
Okay, so you're primarily a defensive guy.
Correct. Yeah.
So what's it just like to be a linebacker and all that fun stuff?
Being a linebacker is awesome. I mean, you really get to find the balance of aggression and leadership on the defense, and that's sweet. I feel like it's my role on the defense. I really get to try and motivate everybody. Like I wouldn't say that I feel like I'm in control of the defense because I think we all have a big factor in the defense, but I do feel like I play a prime factor in being able to get everybody together and everybody making sure that we're all mentally prepared and mentally excited to be out there and go play the best.
Yeah. I know you guys are sitting at 2-3 right now. I mean,
Mhm.
getting used to the new conference, getting used to teams that you haven't played in a while or have never played.
Right.
What's that been like to just okay, these are all the new teams we're gonna play this week.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely takes some adjusting. I mean, with the old conference, it was a little bit easier because we had a lot of film from prior years, a lot of like we knew the offenses, we knew the defenses. It was a lot easier to plan and scheme out what we were going to do each week. And with this year, it's taken a lot of just leadership from the coaches, a lot of preparation, more. I feel, um, but it's been great. I like the challenge of doing that. Coming in, we kind of get to lay the groundwork for the following years too, and set them up for success for coming years, just like our future was laid out in the TVC prior.
Yeah. So I know that, last year you guys had a really, a year that um, coming off the season that you had, getting to the postseason after a few years of frustration and
Mhm.
what was that ride like to go through? And what will you remember about that as, your probably one of your best memories of being in this program?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, last year it was fantastic being able to be a part of those guys, being able to be a part of that team. I'm saying with those players, with those guys. I mean, those guys are like brothers to us, and I think that having those memories from that season is it's really great. It means a lot. It means a lot to be able to be representing Birch Run too. The first year to win a playoff game, especially against an opponent that we had lost to prior in the season. Um, it felt great. It's a memory I'll always remember. I mean, it's football. I feel in the moments like that, those are the things that are gonna hopefully stick with me and my buddies for life. And I think it just brings everybody together too. Brought our community together. I feel that it definitely it was a big motivator coming into this season, especially too. It gave everybody hope, gave the community hope, gave the program hope, gave the youth hope. It was awesome.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever asked a player this, but is there a significant thing behind the number you chose?
Okay, so 35 is my number, right?
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily anything specific, but it was when I was younger, my older brother Forrest, I really looked up to him, and his number was 53. So I didn't want to copy him, and I kind of just switched it. So I was like, all right, he's 53, I'll be 35. And that was something all through youth. I was like, this is what I'm gonna stick with. This is awesome. I able to use that, look up to him, and yeah,
I know there's always like, the thing is, it's like when you go through jerseys and I know if coaches saying, "Oh, numbers don't matter." I'm like, well, they do.
right,
Um,
yeah,
so it's just you kind of there's a story behind like each number. No, numbers may
definitely.
not mean something, but numbers do mean a lot for a lot of people. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um,
No, it is. It's nice too. I feel like that is something not everybody has that connection, but I do. I feel a connection to the number 35.
yeah. Okay. So, coming into this, going into this season, I know you're a senior, knowing that we're already halfway through the regular season. Has there been like, have you thought about it's like, okay, this is the last time I'm going to do this, last time I'm going to do this, last time I'm going to do this? Has that come through your head, or are you just trying to enjoy the moment?
Oh, absolutely. It's been on my mind since week one. I mean, I think that all through high school, I've kind of felt like football. It was a huge part of me because I've played since third grade. This is my 10th year playing football with the same group of guys too. But this year, it's kind of set in. I think the further we went on, like after our loss to Montrose, it really was overwhelming. The fact that I've got less than 10 games to play. I've got 9 games. I've got 8 games. Like every single game, it's like another wave just that I don't really know how to put it in words. It's crazy. It's definitely crazy. That senior, the fact that I'm a senior and that this is my last opportunity for a lot of things, last opportunity to go out there with my boys, last opportunity to play for this jersey, for this team, for this community. It's means a lot. It makes me almost emotional because it's I wouldn't have thought this 2 years ago. Like 2 years ago, I would have never understood, and I wish I would have. We've got our senior speeches at the end of the year every year, and the seniors always say they're like, "Don't take this time for granted, guys. Um, you're gonna look back and regret it one day." I definitely, I can connect to that.
Yeah. I mean, do you know what you want to do? Like, I know you got four, I have four more, I should say, guaranteed games left.
Absolutely.
You got a pretty big one coming up this weekend with Ovid Elsie.
Yep.
What's that going to be like going, you know, what's it going to be like playing them? Because, they've been on a roll. They're 5-0 heading into this week. What do you feel like you guys need to do to get a
Right.
win on the board?
I feel that we just need to come together. I think that we need to really just make sure that our bond is continuing to grow as it has been these last few weeks because there's been a lot of stepping up that's had to happen too this season. We've had some adversity. We've got some people that are getting injured, and um, there's just a lot of things happening. There's a lot of sophomores that I can really respect for stepping up into their positions too, like on our offensive and defensive line. And I feel like just being able to come together this week is going to be a huge factor. Being able to embrace the environment that we're in, being able to embrace the fact that they're a 5-0 team and just play our best game of football is really what's going to help us.
All right. All right, Tommy, we need to get to know you a little bit. How about that?
Okay.
All right. So, favorite, do you have a favorite moment from your football career so far? This could you
Um,
this year, last year, whatever.
yeah. I think my favorite moment has been uh, this year being able to just go out there and play with this group of guys. I mean, it's kind of like it's setting in. It's that senior mentality that's kind of setting in that this is my last opportunity. So I think it's been the most impactful. Just every single one of these games. It's not a specific moment. It's just being able to go out there and play. Really is what it is. That's the special part of it for me.
Absolutely. Um, okay, who's your favorite player just overall? This can be any sport.
I would say Mondo Duplantis.
What'd you say?
Mondo Duplantis.
Okay.
Yep. I know it's a little bit off football, but that's what I like to do in the spring. That's kind of like my big sport that I watch outside of football, so that's a little different. I figure that's why I'd say that.
What sport is it?
Track. He's a pole vaulter.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And then finally, I'll end it on this. What's an interesting fact people may not know about
I own a motorcycle.
you? Okay.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Well, Tommy, thank you so much for the time as always, and best of luck against Ovid Elsie this week.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We're really excited. You know that.